Jiggy Show, where jiggy people do jiggy things.
Welcome to the Jiggy Show. I am your host, Bob Smooth. We got a full house today. This is the second episode of 2020, episode 8. And I got some fellas with me and a few podcasters. I want to say local. I'm going to say global because they're everywhere, all over the world. They're touching every state, every region. They're out of this world, actually.
We in your mama's crib.
Facts.
We in your daddy's crib.
Facts.
Your girlfriend's crib.
Facts.
Girlfriend's car.
Your
Plugs,
joint.
I'm in her phone too.
In her ear.
You heard me?
DMs,
Yeah, in her
everything.
ear.
In her
In
AirPod. In her ear.
Oh,
For real.
everybody.
For real.
Facts.
I'm making love to her
Yeah.
ear
Ooh.
every Monday.
Take your
Every
shit.
Monday. I swear to God, every Monday.
Tell them who you are, bro.
What's that, man? It's your boy Swanson Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I am the host and creator of the Swanson Company podcast.
Let's go.
This is my main man on the trigger, Chase Benjamins. Go ahead and say what's up to the people.
If you keep looking down, where the fuck you think you gonna go?
Wow. That's how you gonna start?
Hey, man.
Wow. That's a big bar right there.
Can we
I
get
like
some air
that.
horns? Can we get some
I
air
like,
horns?
I
from some
like
man
that.
right
That's a big bar. That's a big bar. And I got my man to the right from Get a Bucket. But I'm going to let him introduce himself. I call him Trigger, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, name Trey here. Like I said, I'm the host, founder of Get a Bucket podcast, sports based, so I won't go too much in depth about it, but that's about it.
All right, we're ready to get it started. Before we start this 2020 episode 8, I feel like it's only right that we started off with a shot. Just not a lot of people made it to 2020 last year, so for all the damn homies, for more success.
No, that's facts.
I can't cheer with y'all because I got water. You know what I'm saying?
Fake it till you make it.
I heard it's bad luck if you cheer without alcohol. I'm looking out for y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Ooh.
All right, yeah. So, like, fellas, give the viewers a little description of your podcast and where you guys are, and how you started, and yeah.
So in about 2016, I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I was in I was in Germany actually, and I was in Munich, and I was trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do with my life. You know what I'm
Whoa,
saying?
why were you in Germany?
I was in Germany because before I left, I was just doing stupid shit. So I was like, you know what? I needed to get away from that environment. I think
Word.
my mom, most likely, she was more like, yo, you need to get out of here. So
Word.
like, I went to Munich with my uncle where he was at, and I was there for like 4 months, some change like that. But while I was there, it was my first time actually being like alone and I was sober. I was like clear thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, at first I was like depressed, having withdrawal and shit like that. So it's sort of like rehab, but it got to a point where I was just like, yo, what am I gonna do? So
Word.
at first I was like, yo, I was watching mad Tupac videos, mad just a lot of Tupac interviews, Breakfast Club interviews. So I was just like, oh man, if I'm gonna do anything, I wanna be able to influence people. You know what I'm saying? So at first I was like, all right, I'm gonna become a teacher, because to me I was like, oh, if I'm a teacher, I'll be able to impact
kids and stuff like that.
kids, and that's what I
That's
really
real.
want to do. So I was
Respect,
just like,
respect.
that was what I was on. And then I kept listening to podcasts and stuff like that. And then I had a job at a Subaru at a car dealership, and over there everyone is just always talking and shit. And I realized that over there I was just trying to make people laugh as much as possible, just because I wanted to like get along with people.
Facts.
And, that stuck with me and then people would tell me like, yo, dude, you're funny, and you're opinionated, you should have your own show and stuff. And at that time I was just like listening to podcasts and stuff like that, but I didn't really like think that, oh, could I like do this myself? But then I was like, yo, if I get good at this, I'll be able to influence way more people
Facts.
than just a classroom of kids every single year. Like,
Facts.
I can probably get to the masses.
Wider range.
Right.
Exactly.
Facts.
So that's when I started just like paying attention more to like how these podcasts were successful and like what they were doing. So I would just study podcasts that were successful, and I was like, all right, I need to know exactly what they did so that I could be successful, because I don't want to just be an average ass
Follow the
show.
blueprint.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I want something. I'm gonna go find someone that's done it right. So I started doing that. I started listening to like Tax Stone and how they just were professional. Thing is, they had a studio and stuff. So I was like, all right, that means I gotta create my own studio. I gotta do all this stuff. So
Facts.
in order to do this, I had no money at the time. So I had a car and it broke down, so I sold my car. I was like, F it, I'll just go
Word.
like whipless. So I
Word.
sold my car. Some dude, it was like $300 or like $350, $400. Dude came, got it. That was the money I used to go get an interface, mics, and all that shit.
Word.
So that was like, and then slowly I progressed and got a laptop, MacBook. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just what happened. And now, since then the podcast was just like, all right, I thought it was gonna be interview based.
Mhm.
It wasn't interview based because I knew that if I stuck to interview based, I would always have to interview someone.
Right.
So I was like, I need to have a co-host.
Yeah.
So at the time, I was like, the only person I could think of was Chase. And Chase at the time, I hadn't
The
seen.
coolest man out here.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Chase in about like 5 years, probably
Yeah,
5 or 6.
maybe even 6.
Maybe 6 years. I hadn't
Word.
seen him, but we used to all work at a Domino's.
Okay.
When I was like 8th grade. He was 3 years older than me.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and my brother worked there too. So we all worked at a Domino's, and we used to make videos in the back of the Domino's on Saturday nights because we like
Raw and uncut.
yeah.
See,
And
I
so
had
like
that history already.
Yeah.
exactly, there was already like a chemistry, like
cohesion,
yeah.
and like and plus when you at Domino's, bro, and you're on the food line, and like I'm slapping right here, we having conversation the whole
Facts.
time. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
Like
facts, in rhythm.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, it's like I knew like he would say funny shit when we were working and stuff like that. So in the back of my mind, it's like, dude, the only person I know that could probably take it as serious as like, you know what I'm saying? So you know, some people want to make something of their life, right? So I knew if I went and told him, I was like, yo, I got this plan. So I hit him up and I was like, yo, let's do this podcast thing. He was actually not even here.
I was not really. Yeah, I wasn't even here.
What do you mean you here? What does that mean?
I was actually in like 18-wheeler, like traveling the country with my cousin.
Oh,
Mm.
true.
Doing music in his truck.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
true.
Stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I came
you
back
you rap,
on some-
right?
Yeah, I came
Word.
back. I came back on some other stuff. I decided I wasn't gonna drop my music because I wanted to get my life together. Like
Right.
I'm about like 2020. We about to, you know what I'm saying? We about to do one of
Yeah.
these joints.
Foot on
Like I
gas.
did,
Foot on
elevate,
gas.
elevate,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
foot on
so-
gas. Word.
And I stopped that, and the timing was just perfect too because now the show was gonna help for what I got going on.
Exactly.
And it's
Broad
like
platform.
now that I decided to make that move and not release music and stuff until I'm ready, I can still have that presence.
Word. Yeah.
That's still
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. You're still out there in people's faces.
And now we're
Yeah.
together and we doing this. We got the skits together. So
Yeah.
that's like, okay, podcasting, music. Now we got the skits. We trying to, triple whammy or whatever.
Yeah,
they call
because
it, you know what I
at
mean?
first when I started the podcast, when I was talking about it, I wasn't thinking about skits or
Yeah.
anything like that. But he brought that up,
Facts.
and then I brought that up to my brother, and my brother was just like, he was like, nah. But at that point, people were like, yo, let's just, let's get the podcast started first because it had been so many years of prepping and planning. So like it was 2015, 2016 when I started talking about it. So when you keep talking about something and you're not really doing it, I was like buying the thing slowly, but they didn't know how fast it was gonna start. Like when are you gonna start doing the podcast? You know what I'm saying? You keep talking about it, yada yada yada. Let's just do that first because I don't even believe that you're gonna even do that. You know what I'm saying?
Get that doubt, bro.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it was
and
like
that's
that.
coming from my own brother. So it was
Facts.
just like,
That's
yo,
crazy. He gotta check
you know
you.
what? Yeah. I mean, I was just like, dude, this dude's gonna fucking laugh. But like, he's gonna watch in a couple months. Like, he's gonna, you know what I mean, take all that back because I'm gonna put, I'm gonna show him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna walk the walk type shit.
Use
So-
this motivation.
Exactly.
It keeps
So
that fire under his ass.
so
Facts.
yeah. So I've always had the ambition of like, yo, fuck it. If I'm gonna do this, I'm doing it to the full potential. So then we just we started, bro, and then we would just do weekly episodes, and I mean the views were like nothing. Like we would get like 15 views,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean.
That's what happens when you start.
But at that moment, I decided like I took my Instagram and instead of having an Instagram to like what everyone else uses their Instagram for, I was like, F that. I'm just gonna take this and create it into my podcast. And you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. Who cares? I got this 400 people that already follow me, and from here I can just try to
build your following.
build your following.
Gotcha.
So we made the studio. In the studio, it has no AC or or heating, we green screened the whole thing. But at first it wasn't. It was just like a wall, a foam wall and shit.
Yeah.
Like we have some old videos. Maybe I'll clip them into here so people could see how it looked like and then how it looks like now. So it was like much more ghettoer and just like no lights and shit like that. And then as time went by, we're like, yo, we need to be able to attract more people's eyes. So let's make the background more appealing and shit. So we got lights and then we green screened the whole joint.
Facts.
And we would just do episodes and we had like space heaters when it gets cold, so like the warmest it gets in the room is probably like 40 degrees. And like so we'll be in that joint like freezing. Like I got layers, bro. The thing that's awesome, you can still look fresh when it's cold, you know what I'm saying?
I always see you with
Bring out
beanies
the
and stuff like
tin.
that.
Yeah.
I always wondered like why you're so cozy.
Oh no, well I got a beanie because I'm bald too, you know what I'm saying?
Word,
But I'm
word.
circumcised, so it's all good. So that's all that matters. I say that because I'd rather be bald and circumcised than to have hair and not be circumcised. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you get it, but
I get
I'd
it.
rather not
I
have.
see what you're
You
doing
know what
there.
I'm saying?
I see what you're doing there.
I get it.
Like if
what
a
you
girl
doing.
tries to be like, "Yo, you're bald," I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm circumcised, baby." You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a hood down
You
there.
see that man
feel
over
me?
there with the hair? He gonna have to peel his back.
Yeah, you gonna have to.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, Trey, we can't leave you out. Go ahead and tell us about your podcast real quick. And when you started, how you started.
Shoot, I'm the newbie to the group. Keep it a buck with you. So like, I started June.
Yeah.
And
Last year, right?
Yeah, like 2019 June.
Gotcha.
And so like I had a co-host. We didn't really see eye to eye. He kind of had a vision on how he wanted to do things. Had a vision on how I wanted to do things. I ain't gonna get too detailed about it, but like he went one way, I kind of went the other. But it's a basketball-based podcast. It started off as a show called Tangents. It was really about everything, whether you have sports, life, culture. Literally just whatever. We were just talking about random shit. I mean,
Gotcha.
I remember it was like the Full House mom at one point. We even had that type of like discussion. So it just anything. And then
Yeah.
I
like
like
that reference.
yeah, like I like that style too.
Uh-huh.
But we wanted to specify on just one aspect and then kind of expand afterwards.
Uh-huh.
So that's the reason why I chose basketball, and I like basketball a lot.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I had to go with that one. I can speak on it like for days, like anytime, anywhere.
Like it's
I'm
not-
not, yeah, casually. So you just come up with a whole bunch of hypotheses and theories and whatnot. So, and I get to talk myself, and I actually kind of envy you two because you guys found like a good cohesion team right now.
Right.
And like I kind of want that, but I also do like having my own platform to be able to just talk about myself. So I mean, it is kind of nice to be able to just like be on your own shit. Yeah. But like I do like to talk to other folks and be able to like express how I feel and whatnot too. So I definitely do.
And I'm sure if you
guys
keep
have.
going, someone may have the same passion and
Right.
love for it, and they're just gonna reach out to you. I think that's the best way. I feel like someone that really wants to do something with you is gonna just reach out to you
Right.
instead of you having to find it. Until
Right.
then, just keep getting better yourself.
Exactly. And
That's
like
the vetting system right there. That's
like
how you vet it.
Yeah, that's how I vet it. Because
where-
someone really wants to do it, they're gonna
show up,
show you.
exactly.
They're gonna show up, bro.
Exactly. Like what I do is I do interviews, and when I'm gonna say interviews, I'm really just talking to folk and seeing how they feel about it. Yeah, exactly.
Conversational, yeah.
But if you show enough interest and you come on the show enough times, like I don't mind people coming on the show more than one time. That's not a thing. Like I'm not.
A friend of the show.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not opposed to it. So, and if you come on it enough and I feel like it's a good team, it's a good fit. Why not bring you onto the show? Because then, honestly, it lessens the workload for me. Like
Facts.
all the stuff on IG, I got to worry about.
Yeah,
That shit's
the marketing
trash.
stuff.
Yeah, might be
it's
at
not
work.
for
Like,
everybody.
fuck, I got to do this stuff too. I'm
Yeah.
like, screw it.
Yeah, word.
So, yeah.
Speaking of work, I'm pretty sure everybody still has a
9 to 5.
no, not even a 9 to 5, but some other form of
A
income.
job.
Yeah.
Since a job. Yeah, exactly. So like, how you guys balance having a job and still be able to record? Because some people's job require a lot of attention.
So, my mindset is my podcast is my main priority. Like that's my full time to me. That's
Okay.
in my mind. That's how I see it.
But like, break it down
My-
to balance though.
But I
Right.
mean, look, my job that I get the money that I need to just.
to record.
To,
simply.
to just fund whatever I have to do. That's like a necessity. It's like water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's gonna come. Like I gotta do that.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like that's my schedule. I mean, I fix my schedule around my podcast. I gotta make sure that I'm free Sunday night. My boys are free Sunday night. He's free Sunday night, so we can record Sunday night. And I know that I have nothing to do Monday, so I can make sure it's out by Monday morning or
Right.
by Monday noon.
Got you.
And then I make all my clips, all my for IG and all that. I do it all on Monday. You know what I'm saying? I at least try to get a couple clips so that I give myself some breathing space.
Right.
And then so it buffers, so it gives me some buffering space so that I can go to work. I can go do my schoolwork or whatever I have to do. But that's pretty much it is. I just make sure I get that done, and condense it into like 2 days of work, and so then I could just post throughout the week on Instagram or like the smaller clips on YouTube. But other than that, I mean, and I never feel like I'm cramped on time. You know what I mean? Because it's just it's so important. So
it even got crazy when we started just doing it off a straight impulse. As soon as we saw something, there's gonna be a conversation.
Yeah.
We started jumping in there.
Yeah.
And that was when it was like, what are you doing right now? Because we about to do this right now. If you want.
because someone gave us the advice of, when something happens, you want to quickly just go talk about it because everyone searched, like say Tekashi, when Tekashi was snitching or whatever, or when Tekashi got locked up. Tekashi was the number one, like everyone was searching Tekashi every single second to find out who this Tekashi kid is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at that moment, my boy was like, he was like, yo, dude, like, he's being searched right now, so go talk about Tekashi. Like, is the faster you talk about it, the sooner you'll get more views and stuff like that. So we did that for a little bit, but then we noticed like some of the stuff that we were talking about, I don't necessarily want to talk about.
Facts. Before you get into that, before you hold on to that thought, but Trey, with you though, how do you balance work and having a podcast? Hold that thought.
So like, I treat the podcast kind of like a job. Like I tried to go with that because if I want to go full throttle with it, like I would love to be on some rivalry ESPN type shit, right?
Oh,
so that's a lot. That's a lot. But
but that's.
But you guys, you gotta set goals and like you gotta try to do some shit. Yeah. So like I kind of appreciate it because I'm not really that detail oriented type. But this is forcing me to be so because I can't lose my job or else none of this shit's possible. So like I can't like so. Or like I could, but I have to readjust and do a lot of stuff on the fly. It's a lot of hectic shit. So it's like I make sure that I get a lot of stuff done every night. So I'm scaling back, hanging out with friends from at this time of night, or I'm making sure I don't go to this party or go out to this club. You know what I'm saying? Like after we all kind of hung out and did our thing real quick, I came out and did like a whole little video of my last episode, just trying to do something different shit, just trying to like elevate, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I don't have as much time as I used to because now I want to do more stuff with this. So it's I got to plan out a lot of stuff. Like for example, D Wade's birthday is today. I had to give him a shout out, but I had to know that 2 days ago or even yesterday because I had to create like an actual birthday post for him further down the line. Exactly. Because that way when I'm at the job, I don't have time to create. I have to work on this stuff. So I have to know ahead of time what I want to talk about. So I have to create a schedule and all this stuff. So it's kind of nice because it low-key helps me out job-wise too because I don't have to worry about this shit at the evening time because I have to get stuff done at the job.
It's causing us to be more disciplined. Like, like if you're not disciplined, it's not gonna happen.
Exactly. It's just putting something extra on your plate.
You gotta sacrifice shit that you don't really have to be doing. Yeah. And do what you have to be doing. You know what I mean?
So like back to the Tekashi situation and like current events and certain current topics. Do you guys feel like you like have to talk about those subjects in order to, I guess, stay relevant or keep relevance? Yeah.
Personally, we used to feel like we had to talk about everything, but it was just commentating on what happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And to me, it's like if I don't see if I can't make something like comical or like if I don't see something that has substance that I could that we could talk about that will actually be.
You can't get a juicy conversation out of it.
Then there's no point of talking about it.
But it's not just anything. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not just any current event. They like, like this is happening. So like I gotta put my opinion.
Like when
on
R. Kelly, when R. Kelly was getting dragged, I stayed away from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why? Yeah. Because I took that topic on.
I stayed away from it for I think we were sort of like on a hiatus, so it was natural. Okay. But I was happy that we didn't have to. We did it when I wasn't doing it because do I really want to talk about it? Like, dude, we've all known that he pissed on the girl, whatever, like all that. Like, we already know who he is. Like, why am I gonna waste my time when a million other outlets or media outlets are talking about the same topic?
That's why
we get it. He's a
yeah,
piece of shit. Everyone's saying he's a piece of shit. I hope you get it. I think I'm giving him life by talking about that.
Facts,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
or if there's a beef, why should I talk about the beef? Like, what am I really doing? Like, I don't want to. That's not what I want to be about. I'm not trying to be like academics. Like, I'm not trying to glorify some shit that shouldn't be glorified.
Yeah, for attention.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
like,
attention.
I don't need to. There's so many other things that we could talk about.
That's why I was
better,
asking.
you know
That's
what
why
I'm
I was
saying?
asking.
So we just find topics. At first, we would go over like anything that was hip hop, but then we're like, now like things happen like Blueface. Like, do you really want to talk about Blueface? Like, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that passionate about talking about those certain things.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk about random shit. Like, yo, I can see this. This could be funny.
Facts.
Yeah, like we were
The
talking
views
about.
ain't worth the conversation.
No, yeah.
Say it again.
The views is not worth the conversation.
That's a bar,
if
too.
we get
That's
to,
a bar,
we get to
too.
talking
That's deep.
like, yo,
You should start off with that.
Yeah,
it's
that's a bar.
It's a serious thing, bro.
Yeah.
You get in there and like, after we get out of there, bro, I can't believe we even just sat there and talked about that.
Facts.
And it'd be something we thought we was really like,
Yeah.
because that's just what everybody else is talking about.
Fact. That's what I'm
So
saying.
we might even have a conversation about it, but it's nothing that's more juicy than everybody else's conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
So we got to have a conversation that's
Separates you
Unique.
from everyone else.
exactly. So
Yeah.
That's the unique
maybe
shit, yeah.
that's what. So what we look for is how can we apply that to the conversation styles that we be having.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's all situational. Like, something could happen in hip hop, and I'll talk about it because I see, oh yeah, this is juicy. This is good. This is funny. Like, we could talk about this. But if it's not, fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
let's just talk about something else. And there's
Yeah.
a million of other things to talk about. So
Yeah.
yeah, like fried horse pussy. Like that's our video right now that is has them as like 5.4 thousand views on YouTube, and it just keeps getting comments and random shit because that's random, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mississippi fried horse pussy. Like, people in Mississippi eating fried horse pussy.
Yeah.
Let us know what fried horse pussy.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, let us know what fried
Fried
horse
horse
pussy is.
pussy. So pretty much in Mississippi.
Wait, are you fucking it?
Huh?
Is it being fucked?
No,
No,
they're
I mean,
fine.
it could've
sound
been
like
fucked.
it sound like it's
They eating it.
Yeah, they eating
It
it.
sounds like it's
Who's they though?
People in
Who's eating it?
Mississippi is eating fried horse pussy.
Oh, okay. I thought.
So they-
word.
they-
Allegedly,
big,
allegedly,
Word.
they deep frying it. You know what I'm saying? And now we don't know if it's pony pussy or if it's like
Unicorn.
grown woman
They
pussy.
eating My
Yeah.
Little Pony out here.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's what our freaking clip was all about. Like,
Yeah.
segment. We were just talking about it, bro. Trust me, bro. Like, that's the thing. Just keep working, keep doing shit. Like, you never know what's gonna be. Like, who would have thought that the video about fried horse pussy was gonna get 5,000 views? You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like,
Facts.
and
I
still
wouldn't.
people looking at it like 4 months later.
Yeah.
So we're like, see, like that just shows that, bro. Like, in the girl in the comment was like, I just had to search fried horse pussy or some shit like.
How about the one who was like,
She searched it?
Cows don't have balls.
Oh yeah, like in
we had cow balls,
the
huh?
video, I was talking about how I ate cow balls. I thought I had 8 cow balls, but really it was goat balls.
Yeah.
So I had 8 goat balls, but at that
You got
time,
some balls in your mouth?
yeah, like cooked
Yeah,
goat
no, I'm
balls.
fucking with you.
Pause.
Yeah.
Super pause. Yeah.
Pause.
That was just too easy. My bad. Go ahead.
So yeah, so I had some goat testicles in my mouth, and so I was talking about that, and then people in the comments are like, bro, cows don't have balls, da 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 da, and I'm like, damn, like they're paying attention like that much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How
Because-
engaged are you in the comments though?
I
Would-
comment back, bro, because
Word.
I think
Okay.
that's the most important thing.
You gotta
And
reach
on your
out to
come
the
up,
fans,
the
yeah.
more you talk to them, the more like they
Interactive,
like you.
yeah.
More, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, oh, he talks to me. So like,
Yeah.
I looked at the comments and then I saw that like last night I just saw someone's like, yo, like it's not cow balls. Cows don't have balls. So I was like, dude, it had to be goat balls. So I asked my mom. I was like, yo, it was goat balls. She was like, yeah, it was goat balls. I was like, all right. And I comment back. I was like, yo, it was goat balls. And he liked my shit. I was like, yeah.
Okay, trigger. Your situation, your podcast is slightly different. I feel like you are forced to talk about current events because sports, something crazy is always happening.
So like I kind of am forced, but at the same time, I have like 2 episodes a week.
Uh-huh.
So if I do miss something,
Got you.
I can either talk about it on the next episode, or
Got
I can
you.
just be like, fuck it.
All right, word.
Because there's something always happening in sports
That's
all
what
the
I'm
time.
saying.
Like a
That's what I'm
step, you know what I'm
saying.
saying? Like Luka getting somebody off a step back, excuse me. Like Braun catching a little body off the dunk. Like
There's always something going
yeah,
on.
there's
Yeah. So like,
always
how
something
pressured
going
do
on.
you feel like when something crazy happens?
I don't feel as pressured anymore as I used to, because like it's like I got to realize I might like something, and I might think that's big news, but the average fan might not.
Word.
And then the casual fan might not. So it's like there's like different.
How do you approach that? That's kind of, I feel like that involves a little science in order to like figure out which direction to go. Like, how do you approach that?
It does. I try to think about like the biggest topics. Like you got to look at, for example, Zion. At first, Zion, we thought he was supposed to be playing Thursday. Yeah. Turns out he's not going to be playing until the 22nd. So it's like, all right, well, I can still talk about this and then talk about something else. Like I think something, like for example, how you guys say if you thought something's funny, I might be able to talk about that. Like I talked about Tyronn Lue on my last one.
Gotcha.
I tried to make it as fun as I possibly could after that, but like at the same time, I'm not trying to make it like a skit or anything like that. I'm just trying to like feedback about shit. But it's kind of how I kind of do it. If what I feel as though is good conversation,
gotcha.
Whether it's you feel as though it's good conversation for you to hear, or I think it's something that like you can think about and say, oh, you can take that to somebody else and talk about it.
Gotcha.
That's kind of how I look at it. Because
speaking of not giving a fuck, how much you guys not give a fuck about when you are recording? Like, how much do you filter yourself? And when it comes to recording, do you feel like the need sometimes, like, say you record a podcast and it's dope and it's fire, deserves endless Grammys. You guys are on the charts forever, but then you said some shit that you're like, fuck, I don't know how it's gonna be received. Do you go back and edit, or is everything just like, if it's dope, it's dope. I don't give a fuck if I'm saying the N-word, for example, like nigga. It can be like straight up, like just dope. Do you feel like, oh, I gotta watch what I'm saying because so and so may not like, just because I can say it doesn't mean they want to hear it, type of thing. So like, how cautious are you guys when it comes to like being like, how cautious are you guys when it comes to recording it?
At first we weren't. At first we didn't care. We would just say whatever the hell we wanted to. We would throw everything, the F word, the N word, all that stuff. So we went like 60 episodes doing it that way, and it was good, but it was like, yo, if we really want to be like professional about it and do this the right way so that we don't lose any potential deals, let's be as professional as we possibly could be. So let's like try to stay away from racial slurs and all that type of shit. Like, I mean, I don't say anything, you know what I'm saying? Him as a black man, he can say whatever he wants to say, you know what I mean? But I stay away from it. We try not to curse. Like, we used to curse a lot. We backed it down, and then sometimes we get, we start cursing a little too much. But like, it's something that we're conscious of, and we're like, yo, let's not try to curse if we don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Just because like, if you don't need to, and it's usually like, if we don't need to, we don't need to. Like, there's other ways of saying something, and I feel like I don't want people to think that I resort to cursing and using foul language because I lack vocabulary. Like, I don't. I
But what
read
if you're the
books.
most articulated person and you still have sneak in there like a few curse words?
Dude, I think if you use,
it comes out, it rolls off the tongue better, like just so much smoother.
I look at it as emphasis.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's how I see
I
it.
use it at the right. I use it at the right
emotion.
moment. Like, I use it at the right moment.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna overuse it or overdo it. And if I do, and I'm editing and I notice, I take it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you say editing, I do now. Like, after we deleted 60 episodes and
which is insane.
I remember even at that moment, I was just like, yo, if this was, I was like, it was like 70 or something. And it was like, yo, if
it's crazy.
If, it was 70. So we got to 70. So in reality, right now we're at episode 113. But it says episode 53 on iTunes. We're really on 113.
Gotcha.
We've been doing it for a while, but it was like, I was like, hey, it was like we redshirted. You feel me? That's what it felt like. That's why I looked. That's when I changed my mindset. I was like, oh, we redshirted, and now we about to play our first year of ball. You know what I'm saying? So let's go right back into it. You know what I mean? So it's like, and we had sharpened all of our, we've gotten better. 70 editing, like we got better at editing, and all that stuff. Like, I just got better as that time went on, and we were doing sketches and shit like that. So like, it was cool. Like, to me, it was like, yo, we just learned all this shit. Like, like I didn't know this shit when I first started. So now I know more, and now we can do more. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we started doing more sketches. We made like Dreadlocks Homes and like all these other sketches.
I peeped it.
And so that's something y'all should check out. And after that, we edit now too, because we go in, we record, and say if it's like 46 minutes, it's an hour. I go back. I want people's attention, you know what I'm saying? So I take out all the fat and I keep all the meat, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you're gonna get. Like, I don't want any dry spills in the podcast. Like, I don't want someone to. They're only 25 minutes to 30 minutes. Normal podcast.
Every episode?
Yeah.
Word,
They're
my
not
Jones
that
be
long.
going for like an hour, bro.
Huh?
Can't
My
do
Jones
that.
be going on
Like,
for
my
like
Jones have to go between 20
I
and
just
30.
I just realistic. I don't think someone's gonna listen to an hour.
Facts.
So I was like, at first I'm gonna give you.
Y'all better be listening to my shit for
I'm
now.
a feed.
Y'all better be listening to
Said
my
shout out
the
to y'all
whole way
fans,
through. I
all
don't
the
want to
fans
hear
out
none of
there.
that.
Hey, Joe Rogan be having them 2.5 hours.
That's
Shit.
crazy.
I wouldn't even
That's
watch a show that
crazy.
damn long. That's foolish.
But that's why. But that's when I got from Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan does the 2-hour joints, but then he has JRE clips where he has each topic that he talks about. They make the shorter
Yeah,
clips.
facts.
Because if you watch enough of those, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch the whole thing, bro.
Facts.
It was worth it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's how you get people. It's like, bro, it's like. I don't know. I treat it like I'm trying to get a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna fucking.
Spit your game, bro.
I'm not gonna just pounce on her like and just expect her to just want me right away. I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Smooth with her. I
Finesse.
see her, be like, hey, I like
Word.
your
Finesse a
boots.
little
Your
bit.
boots look real
Word.
good. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
she's going, oh, thanks. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like warm them up to the shit. Like,
I have the same approach, and I'm gonna use your analogy. I look at it as I'm less than an hour in bed, less and not 30 minutes. So I try to give her a little bit more so she can go home and like think about it. Just using your analogy, just like piggybacking off of what you said.
yeah, I only last 7, so that's why my videos we keep them at 5. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
Because
they call clips.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? We bust them out and then we rocking. You heard me?
Bang.
Word. Damn. Trigger. Like, for you, how do you what's your approach? Like, do you go back and fix it? Do you filter yourself?
So, to be honest with you, the
How
only
political? How
political?
How political do you have to be when it comes to sports?
I don't think I have
us,
to be.
We can be like more free than I guess.
So
yeah.
I don't think I have to be overly political. The only thing I don't say is nigga. Which, mind you, I say that on a daily basis, probably. Like, so,
Stephen A. Smith don't say it on TV, bro.
No, not at all. But I promise you that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
Like,
His energy says, nigga.
bro, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Facts. Actually, hold on.
It really does.
Let's touch up on this a little bit. Like, let's talk about the N word. And like, before I don't mean to cut you off, but like, let's talk about how do we really feel about the N word? Swanson, I want your opinion.
Dude, I'm not black. I don't say it. People said it to me. I grew up saying it and all that, but then it's just like I got to the point I was like, yo, these 50 black people I know probably cool with it, but if I go around somewhere else and I say it, you know what I'm saying, I might not be, you know what I'm saying?
Accepted. Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel you.
Now, there's people that start saying it, I'm like, yo, you know, you're like, why don't you say it? I'm like, bro, I'm just practicing. I'm trying to not say it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I had a habit of saying it. And I just don't want to say it anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you don't say it on your show, but you say it in
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? I
Facts.
don't want to be a hypocrite.
Facts.
Yeah.
Now I'm not
Facts.
gonna say that if
Facts.
I listen to it's like oh, you're just scared of people hearing it,
Yeah.
but the masses on your show, but like, you know what I'm saying? You're
Even when it's just us, the cameras off.
yeah, I'm not gonna
be-
say it.
I
I'm
got
not
you.
gonna say it, bro.
Got
Like,
you.
if it slips, it's maybe like it
cut it
slipped.
out.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I
Yeah.
know that it like
It was
yeah.
impulsive and honest.
Yeah.
It was genuine.
Like, nigga, please. What?
Yeah, like, you caught me off guard right there. I'm not in character no more. Damn.
Will,
I was really
you-
just reacting.
But
to what
Will,
it-
you being an artist, you rap?
Yeah.
Okay, you being an artist, so it's kind of like I feel like in the rap culture, it's kind of like you can't really get away from it. It has.
Oh
to.
yeah, you can definitely get away from it.
Yeah, but like
It's
I feel,
just definitely fun to use nigga.
Like, have you ever heard Lil Wayne say the N word, bro? He says it the best. Or like Nipsey Hussle,
Yeah.
I ain't like them rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, damn, I want to say it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He makes it sound so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, niggas be
Word.
making niggas sound hot.
yeah. So that you definitely use it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I just wrote a joint and I threw nigga on the back of every single joint. Just to,
Like
just
the
to have
Kendrick
fun.
joint.
Just
Yeah.
cuz.
Something, my nigga.
Yeah.
Something, my nigga.
Word.
Yeah, straight niggas.
Word. All right.
All
All right, Trey,
niggas.
back to you now, though. Yeah, so like you try not to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, that's the only thing I don't say. Outside of that, and mind you, if you come onto the show, you can say it. I don't care. It's just I choose not to.
Word.
And that's more so because, again, if I'm trying to rival ESPN, I have not, as we just said, Stephen A. Smith is not on First Take saying, my nigga, like, what's good? Like, nah, we not saying that at all. So
Shannon Sharp probably slipped a couple.
it might have slipped with Shannon. It might have slipped with Shannon.
Yeah.
It might have slipped with
Yeah.
Shannon. But, like, I just that's
That's
like
not
the-
you.
Yeah, that's
Got
the
you.
only word that I don't want to necessarily say
Got you.
on the show. But other
Got
than
you.
that, I mean,
I think it is really liable to be used.
Yeah.
Like even if the N word, like
about
if there's a
context.
point where
Facts.
I really want the N word to be stressed, I'll just like look at him and he'll just say it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Word. Word. I'm more scared of the F word than the N word, to be honest. Nowadays. Oh,
yeah, well,
it's-
that's what America did,
2020.
right?
Yeah,
They made us scared.
yeah,
They
yeah,
made
yeah.
us scared. They made us scared of
Yeah.
offending gay people, but not scared of offending black people who
Yeah,
were
man.
slaves, and
That's
they
facts.
built this goddamn country.
Everybody's from the DMV. And we've been like you guys been doing this for 3 years. I've been doing this for 3 years. Trigger just started last year.
Half a year.
How has the impact been, and like how has the reception been from the home court and outside the home court? I feel like I get a lot of love from in between. But how's it been for you guys?
When I first started, I never focused on the DMV. I at first I did. I was like, oh, I can interview these people in the DMV, like these like Instagram comedian people. Like I can bring them on, and then we can share enough clout. Da 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 da.
Mhm.
And a couple
Cross-marketing.
a couple of them came through,
Yeah.
right? But then I just got this vibe that they didn't really mess with me.
I've touched this on like previous episodes and like with friends and stuff like
Right.
that, just in conversation that like the DMV to me when it comes to like artistic stuff, it lacks the push that I feel like it deserves, because I feel like you guys are very talented and you guys do your own thing, and like if people in this area paid enough attention to y'all, you guys would be further up than you are now, because like there is a bunch of talent.
Yeah.
And same with Trey. Even though Trey just started, when I tune into it, it's just like, all right, like yo, I'm impressed. And I'm not just saying this shit because y'all are here. This is just how I really feel. So like, how do you feel like you need your hometown support in order to actually keep going? Because you know all the rappers be like, yeah, I'm from blah blah blah.
I
And
guess.
there's so much pride for it.
I've seen way too many interviews
Uh-huh.
where that is not the case. It's not. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can leave, nigga. 80% of the interviews I watch, somebody leaves their hometown and they come back. And when they come back, the hometown they jumping on board. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, I guess your hometown needs outside acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Now I need to see somebody from New York see it. I want to see if the rest of the world
How
gonna
you
like
feel
your
about
shit
that,
before
though?
I decide
How
to
do you
jump
feel
on
about that?
It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah?
I
I understand
Who
it.
cares? Yeah, like you can understand it. Like, all right,
It doesn't-
no one wants to accept in their brain that the dude that they used to know is gonna do better than them.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So
True.
and I'm not, you know, sometimes that's what it is. Like, but to
True.
me, when it was like DMV, after all that stuff, I was like, nah, you know what? Let's minus Maryland and DC, and let's just say, man, we represent Virginia. Like,
Word.
I really am from Virginia. Like,
Word.
I don't have much affiliation with DC or Maryland. You know what I
Word.
mean?
That's fair, that's
So
fair.
I know my culture of where I'm at in Northern Virginia. You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
Right.
So I'm proud of where I'm from. This
Word.
is what built me. This is who I am. So
Gotcha.
I was like, I'm not gonna go out here and be like DC. Like, there's so many people that like are from Northern Virginia, but like will put DC in their like bio or something. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, bro, you're not from DC.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
you like, I can't walk through Southeast and not have someone that is from Southeast, or you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that I could go with. I can't
Yeah.
just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Nigga, I feel you.
I'm not gonna then look stupid later and be like, oh, yo, let's go. You from DC? You from the hood? Let's go in that joint. I'll be like, yeah, we go in that joint. Get shot up and then like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I just didn't want and shit like that. So, yeah, bro, I never focused. I just never cared about the people from here supporting me. I was like, you know what? Let's just work hard, you know?
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I think it's really flattering to know that we've accomplished so much,
That
yet
other-
you still try to act like you don't see us. So it's
Word.
fine, because
Word.
one day, all
Word.
these people that we know they're watching, but
Yeah.
one day, once that one person that I guess they need to see us next to, that gives us like the
Sure.
cosign, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and then they'll just be on our motherfucking dicks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at that moment, it's like it's too late.
Facts.
So that's why I never cared about that. It's like, bro, this is the dog years that we're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People ain't gonna like.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like,
Gotcha.
if
They
they
waiting.
don't like it, they don't like it already. That's why that's what makes it best for us when it comes creatively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys don't even like us, so we gonna talk about
Yeah.
whatever like we want to do. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
And they're only waiting for two things: either
Yeah.
for you to bust and fail,
Yeah.
or you to
Blow up.
or
Yeah,
blow
yeah,
up, so
yeah.
that they can then support you. Like, I knew this person.
But-
Got you.
Facts.
But
That's
personally,
real.
I don't feel in Virginia.
Mhm.
It was to me. I felt like it was a vacuum. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anyone really doing anything as consistent as we do it.
Yeah.
And I think as quality wise, I don't see anyone doing it as good either. So I was just like, bro, if we just keep going, like we're not chasing the viral moment. Where it's like, yo, let's just be constant every
You got
single
a
week.
plan,
Let's get
you got
these
an end
people
game.
programmed into listening to us.
Right.
Like they may not watch the first video, they may not watch the second, but they may watch the 100th. You know what I mean? Like that's the
Yeah.
mindset I had.
Word.
If you're still following me, you're giving me the opportunity to still possibly grasp you in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to all shout out to all the beautiful girls that they're the ones that have been the most honest with me. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, they're the ones that DM and say, "Yo, your shit is funny." They're the ones that share it with their
Yeah,
friends.
women also
They're
like
very honest
support. Yeah,
when it comes to this shit, and I appreciate any of those girls that are listening to this. If they
Definitely
are.
some. of
yeah,
the
I can
realest-
vouch for that. Women show more.
realest support.
Yeah, I won't say more, but like women definitely do. They're not afraid to like be like, "You did a good job."
Yeah.
They're not afraid to be like, "I like this." Yeah, like, and
there was a there was this
outspoken.
girl that
Yeah.
had a dude that her dude couldn't believe that she was listening to my podcast.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, why are you listening to this
Yeah,
podcast? Like,
yeah.
that's the thing. That's the most beautiful thing is that people get to know you. Like, if they never see me, they don't ever see us really. But if you listen to my podcast, like, when you see me in person, you're going to feel like you know me. You know
connect.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And that's like the best feeling in the
Yeah.
world. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
It'd probably be so easy to have a conversation with one of us if you listen to the podcast.
Facts.
So they know a
facts.
little bit about you
Yeah,
already, so they can at least
exactly.
talk about like something that you've talked about.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
easily
We
bring
don't
that
take
back
it.
up.
We don't take it ourselves too serious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people like when they do this shit, they be like pompous and shit. Like, yo, I'm the shit.
be.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you take Instagram pictures with your Gucci belt and shit like that, like cool, like that's tight. You get your 1,000 likes, like that's cool. Like, but I'm not gonna ever treat anyone like they're not a human being. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get them to like me. So if I
Facts.
meet you in person, I'm gonna talk to you, not even tell you I got a show and shit. I'm gonna make you laugh and then be like, yo, since I seen you laugh, like, here's my card. Boom. That's a pitch. I'm hustling, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like
Facts.
me,
Yeah.
my shit, my weed is, my 20 bag is my personality. So I'm gonna pitch that to you. Are you fucking with it? Boom. I give you my
Gotcha.
card and hopefully they gonna listen to my show.
Exactly.
Trigger. What about you?
So like I don't. You talking about in terms of like
Support from your hometown support. How much do you
I'm-
really
I'm gonna be
value or
honest.
care about it?
I don't. I want to say I don't. I care about it, but at the same time, I don't care about it. The reason
Yeah.
why I say that I haven't promoted shit on my personal page.
Yeah,
So,
we
like,
talked about this outside. Yeah.
So like, I want to be able to obtain folks outside of those who I know.
Got you.
So I like it.
Yeah.
I would like support from like the home
Yeah.
team, but at the same time, it's not going to make or break me. 'Cause
Got you.
For starters, I do this for me.
Got you.
And as like I said, it's a hobby, job, however you want to call it. Like
Gotcha.
I'm going to treat it as the
Gotcha.
same. And if you fuck with me, you do. If you don't, you don't. Like it is what it is. But at some point in time, you're going to listen.
Got you.
And at some point in time, you'll hear it. So.
Got you.
Bro, like you
Gotcha.
said, like local doesn't really matter because like, bro, I was in Canada and we had done an interview with Napoleon from the Outlaws that was
Gotcha.
part of Tupac's joint in California.
Uh-huh.
Some dude, I was in Canada, right? And some dude was like, yo, you look mad familiar. And I was like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it, but he's like, bro, you did the interview with Napoleon, da da da. Like,
Word.
damn, see? Like
Word.
some dude from Canada
Word.
knows who I am. So
Word.
like to a certain demographic, people know who we are.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
like my analytics, the United Kingdom on YouTube, they know who we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Australia,
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois, like these
Yeah.
are the places that we get like the most
Netherlands?
viewing shit. Like so we never focused on just like hometown, bro.
Gotcha.
Just
bigger
do
than
it.
hometown.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel that. I
So
feel
like
that.
that's the thing. Someone in my hometown, if you're not listening to me, I don't give a shit. There's someone in fucking Switzerland listening to me.
Facts.
Whether that be just one or two people, those are two people that are religiously listening to my shit and they're in a
Facts.
different country
Facts.
and they find it funny. Some
Facts.
dude FaceTimed my number is in my Instagram joint, so you can call me.
Really?
Right? This dude from Australia hit me up and was like, bro, I love your content, dog. Your shit is so consistent, yada da. I was like, yo, I fucks with this dude. So I FaceTimed him. I called him. I was like, yo, what's good? Like, you really, like, let's see who this is. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm from Australia, da da da. Like, the content here sucks. I hate their accents, but y'all are the shit. And then he was like, yo, and like, there's so many more other topics you should talk about, da da da. And I was like, damn, I appreciate this dude. This
Yeah.
person is FaceTiming me from Australia and he listens to my shit. So
Facts.
fuck anybody that's local that doesn't listen. Like, not even fuck them. It's like, whatever. They'll
Yeah.
catch on later. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
When they
Whoever's
come
listening
in-
to it now, appreciate you.
Yeah,
If
when
you're
they come
not,
in, it'll
you'll
be a
eventually
community.
listen to it because It's good content.
Yeah, we'll get to you.
Word. Facts. I mean, yeah, I like that. I like that we are trying to like step outside the area, step outside the norm. But I wanted to ask you guys this, like, because I've done a few episodes, and a few episodes haven't made it out for many reasons. Right. But like, has there ever been topics that you guys were just like, yo, like I really want to jump on this, but for some reason, you don't. It's been topics that you want to discuss, like freely discuss, like because I'm like we're all podcasters here. I feel like we can like talk about many things. So, has there been any topics that you wanted to discuss, but it didn't never made it up
on the right platform? I think there's certain things that I would probably want to share, but maybe not on this platform. Got you. Maybe on another platform. Maybe where there was more people. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the approach every time?
Huh?
Is that the approach every time?
It's like, it's like some things, like I'm here on this podcast, I want to get people to like me. You know what I'm saying? I want to get your audience to come listen to me. Now, if I come on here and say some like other stuff, it might steer them away. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that, like, yo, that's your authentic self. You should be you. But it's like, but there's a time and place for everything. You know what I mean? And so to me, it's like, sometimes I'm going to stay away from that. Now, if the question comes, I'm smart enough to be like, I'm not going to talk about it. Some people think that because the question's asked or whatever it is, you got to answer it. Or sometimes you're in the heat of the moment. But, say we do record something. If I don't feel comfortable with it, bro, the internet is crazy, bro. Like, the way as serious as I take it, 10 years from now, someone can go back and say, look at some video and be like, yo, he said this, and this, and try to, you know what I'm saying? So I take it really serious, you know what I mean? Gotcha. So that's why.
Word.
That's real.
Word.
That happens to so many athletes nowadays, dude.
Yeah.
Like anything gets brought up from the back.
I feel like people are sensitive, period, though. Like, I feel like nowadays, like, anything can come off the wrong way. So, like, I mean, I'm never the type of person to do anything too crazy. So, like, I never really had to, like, really always think about that. It's just, like, free. But there's been certain conversations that I like to touch on, but, like, just not having the right people to talk to that conversation.
We always go in with a nice sizable list of things we thinking about going into.
Got you.
And then we get together and be like, we want to talk about this?
Or if there's a topic that I feel like some topics require a woman, and we shouldn't talk about it because we need the woman perspective. So I was like, fuck it, scratch it. We ain't talking about it. You know what I mean? Because how crazy am I going to look? Say some shit. And then I didn't have, and maybe I don't mean that. You know what I mean? When I said it, but because I didn't have the woman's perspective to check me,
how can you even
you know what I'm saying, to learn about it,
Yeah.
then I'm going to look crazy. You feel me? So I don't want to look crazy, so I'm just going to stay quiet.
Got you. Trigger, are you in the same boat?
It's kind of hard to find topics that I can't really talk about with sports.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
like, I have an example. What about D-Wade's son being
gay?
I don't know.
Come on, man, say it.
I don't know what he is.
Say it with your chest.
No, but I don't know what he is.
Well,
he might not be qualified.
He might just be undecided.
Well, I mean,
hold on.
So
Dwayne Wade called his son a she.
Yeah, I was about to say. That's
but
exactly what I was about to say.
He's gay though. That's what I'm saying. So he's that doesn't mean he's gay. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know what he is, but like even that example right there, being very sensitive.
It's like I don't mind talking about it. It's just it's not relevant to like stats. Like
I think I can save you. It's like when you saw the clip of them ask of what's his name, Lil Nas X in the barbershop joint with LeBron and all them. They asked him about his gay shit. It's like, why are you gonna talk about some gay shit? Like, I don't want to waste a segment of my show talking about Dwayne Wade's son.
I'd rather reference it, than like talk about it completely about. Because there's other things that like could be talked about and like
because I've seen endless ESPN outlets talk, not ESPN, just like sports outlets touch on that. Because
gay is the agenda.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to push the gay agenda on my show. Like, I don't care about it that much. You know what I'm saying? All these right now, gay is the mainstream thing. Like, people are gonna talk about it on their platforms. If I don't, to me, it's like if there's another topic more interesting, I'm gonna go over that than this topic that is gonna already be a line that I'm gonna have to be tiptoeing. Not dancing, dancing around, and I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, do anything that's gonna.
Plus, I'm sure it'll come back up again.
Yeah,
like it's D-Wade. Like, come on, man. Like again, it's his birthday today. They might be throwing some shade at him off that. Like, it's gonna happen again. We're gonna see something where something controversial is gonna take place. Like, I don't know, probably another gay athlete happened, like comes
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
closet. Like Dwight Howard, please do so.
Oh yeah, we went in on Dwight Howard too. I think.
Oh my
Oh yeah, I think we did. I think
We definitely went in on Dwight Howard. Yo, if y'all
Oh,
want to
yeah.
check our video about Dwight Howard,
So
it's
did Kelly
on there. Look it
Oubre.
up.
Oh man, all right,
Yo,
word. But how do you guys feel before we cut off and everything? Like, how do you feel about the podcast game right now? Since like when it started, like I feel like podcast started on 9.
Yeah.
I think I'm not.
No,
yeah.
it's I think it's been like 13 years, 14 years, or something like that.
Yeah, so
Not a lot. When I
Yeah.
found out about it, it was 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
And then podcast game, yeah, it's I mean it's oversaturated as
It's
hell
the
right
wave
now.
now.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
people
it's
doing
like
it.
rappers, bro.
The thing
Yeah.
is,
No disrespect.
yeah.
No,
No, it's a new T-shirt. Everyone wants to do it
Yeah.
because it's like if I'm not gonna become a rapper, I'm gonna go become something else, right? But at the time, that's what my mindset was like. Yo, everyone's trying to become a rapper, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to them, I knew
Yeah.
that this was a whole other lane that was wide open. Like,
Yeah.
if you're good and your shit's sturdy, then people are gonna fuck with you. So I
Yeah.
was like, I'm just gonna make my shit sturdy,
You got
whip
you.
it real good. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
got you.
And then people will fuck with it. But
Got you.
like. Yeah, there's so many podcasts, bro.
Fact-
Like, but
facts.
there's so much money in it too.
That's,
I feel like
that's what I'm
people
saying.
think it's
How
so
do
Thing
you-
easy.
is,
that's what I'm
is
saying.
people think money comes right away. People think money comes in.
This
Right,
guy.
people think money comes in right away, but that's not. It takes so much time. Like right now, yeah, we get ad money on YouTube and shit like that, but we
Yeah.
don't have sponsors
Got
and
you.
stuff like that. But once,
you.
if you stay consistent enough, bro, we were at a point where we were getting 5 views. Now we're getting, the hundreds, and you know what I'm saying.
Got
so
you.
it's more. So like the more you get, eventually when you hit 10,000 or something like that,
Yeah, you get
bro,
paid. You
boom,
get paid,
you can get paid.
A little slight, yeah, some slight. All right, word. All right, so like, I mean, this has been a very dope episode so far. Before we cut off, I had one question, one last question. So, what's the goal for 2020 for everybody? One of my goals. I mean, I'm gonna share my goal real quick.
Go ahead.
One of my goals is do more collabs. More collabs. I said this and I tweeted this and I put it on IG. It said more collabs and less competitions. So that's one of my goals of this year, just continuously working with other people.
Right.
But it has to be like something fluid and organic, and it has to be effortless.
Right.
So that's one of my goals. But what are one of your goals for 2020 when it comes to the podcast game?
Man, I got goals and like I feel like sharing them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also the type of person to where I feel like I just want this shit to happen.
Got
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
Got you.
Protect it from the negative energies that
Maybe in
are-
the universe.
Yeah, that
you.
are
Facts.
out here. So
Facts.
pretty much, yeah. But you guys can expect an episode every Monday.
Got you.
You can expect sketches coming.
Got you.
And there's a lot of other shit, bro.
I got the goal. The goal is we're gonna keep everything under wraps.
Yeah.
Until it hit.
Yeah.
And when it hit,
It's
Yeah.
gonna
Then
hit.
you'll know.
have to
Yeah,
speak.
you
Then
gonna
you
know.
know.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You're
You
gonna
have
have
to
to
speak.
see.
I
Yeah,
got
exactly.
you. Got you. Trey.
Facts. Mine's more so just creating a better mindset. Like at the end of the day, I'm doing podcasts right now. It's just audio.
Yeah.
I eventually want to get to video.
Got you.
Kind of get like expand because
Got you.
I want to be like seen, but at the same time, it's got to be done the right way.
Organically.
Yeah.
I got
so
you.
I get to that point, kind
Got
of
you.
elevate all around pretty much.
Got you. All right, fellas. I mean, thank you for coming through and thank you for pulling up. Shout out to every single one of you guys. I wish nothing but success, and we're definitely gonna meet each other at some point again after this episode.
For sure.
But please give out your social medias, your outlets where everybody can find you. Please don't leave anything out.
All right, hit up our website, www.swanpod.com,
Uh-huh.
SWANPOD.com. That's where all of our content, and it'll lead you to YouTube. It'll lead you to any audio streaming service that has our podcast, which is iTunes Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, what other iTunes Podcast? Yeah, whatever. I said it all right. Yeah, and YouTube. But my Instagram is Swanson, SWANSON_Johnson. And the podcast's page is Swanson Company, SWANSN Company, company, and that's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, and then my joint is just Chase_Benjamins with a Z everywhere.
And Chase, before you cut it off, is there any music where I can listen? Where can I find your music?
I don't have it released yet.
Okay,
but,
gotcha.
Like maybe
I gotta
after
wait.
this, you know
Gotta
what
wait.
I'm saying? Like,
Hey, drop some. Let me know.
send
Send
you
me that
something to
link.
the cell
Send me
phone.
that
Right
link.
on it.
Send me that link.
Got you.
Trigger, where can
All
you
right.
find you, bro?
So I'm on IG for starters. Again, it's Get a Bucket Pod, but where there would be a space after every word, like just put it under. Damn, what's it called? Under.
Underscore.
Underscore,
Thank you.
underscore.
Oh my God. Blanked out.
Underscore.
Yeah, I got one
And-
too.
Yeah, and then I got my website is getabucket.buzzsprout.com. Again, it's also on IG, and if you want to find my username, it's trigger__Trey TRE21. So.
Bet. And then, fellas, again, thank you. And everybody that's tuning in, please hit that subscribe button and share it with everybody that you know. And
Yeah,
spread the word,
share
man.
that your job,
Facts.
yo.
Yeah, spread
share
the
to
word.
that shorty
Spread
with
the
the
word.
fatty at
Yeah.
work.
Just
You
do
hear
your
me?
barbershop.
Yeah, let people know that these people exist. So, like, if you guys are advocate listens to the Jiggy Show, let everybody know.
If you watch us and you go look at our shit and you think we suck, like
Let us know, too.
hate, bro. Just comment, let me know, share your friend, like yo, these dudes suck. You know what I'm saying? Because
Facts.
hate spreads faster than love, baby.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
And then and that on that note, we're out. And I thank you. This is episode 8, and thank you for tuning in. This is the Jiggy Show. I'm Bob Swoon, and we out.
The Jiggy Show, where jiggy people do jiggy things.